Guys, welcome back to my YouTube. I read in the comment, I saw there is one person who wanted me to make a full breakdown of V75. So I'm gonna show you V75 because of yesterday I took an entry, a sell entry, but I'm not in on that sell entry because I set up my TP. Then I wake up, market is already take me out from my level. So the first things that I wanna do is like a full breakdown from monthly, weekly, daily, H4 until I get to my zone, how I was able to catch that movement. So the first things that I wanna do is I need to identify where is my structure point. Do you see this eye? This eye is gonna be the eye on a weekly. Let's say if we start on monthly time frame, what you're gonna say, we have only one push to the upside on monthly time frame, only one push. And the level, if you want to look in a monthly time frame, that is gonna be where they have to come and feel it, to feel something is gonna be somewhere here. This is gonna be the level that maybe I'll try to look in monthly because of this item base, the one that is there. That is what I'm going to look. Let's see if they fill up the imbalance on monthly time frame. Market didn't get there. What they did was, okay, they just confirmed that one. But let us go to weekly time frame now. So this is gonna be a level on monthly that I'm gonna try to look at. You see this zone here, and I told you again, this is gonna be the structure points on weekly time frame. Oh, so what I'm gonna do, like let's say if in terms of market structure, what I'm looking at, I wanna try to identify what is all the higher point. You trust me on this one. Is this one was a structure point because market did break that high, and we had this low point that give us the new higher high. This new higher high take liquidity from this high, so this higher low become valid. For us to have a valid higher low, we have to see the higher low help market to run the previous liquidity. So the previous high, that previous high was the one that was the higher high. So they take out that external liquidity. Then when we print this new one, this is become our my range, where I'm gonna start looking at where market is gonna come back. So I need to identify what is the decision point. I'm not here for that. Then we have again this area. This is also is another higher low that took out this one. So it pushed the market to the upside to take out the external liquidity. Then trade again all the way inside to come and fill this area here for them to do it, to buy again. If you guys remember, I made the video about this one long time ago, about this area. What the hell is going on? So I made a video about this one long time ago. And by the way, guys, I'm just sorry if my voice is not okay, because I just wake up and I decide to make this video so that I don't forget about it when I was reading the comment. So they come to fill this one. Why? Because inside there was already a break of structure. So market just come back with a complex pullback. If you check, is like a zigzag for them to do what? For them to buy again. Because here we have the A, B, C, then market push to the upside. When we identify this one, where is the last structure point that was been broken? Is this one here. That is the last structure point. Then some people ask me, what about this one? Why is this one not a structure point? But the only thing that you need to identify, this higher point here on top, the one we get on monthly, it become also the higher high on weekly. The original movement of it started from here. This is why the original movement of weekly push. All this one is the weekly push. All this one is the weekly push. So when we have this weekly push, you know already what is going to happen next. is market is already print your swing low to the swing high. So this one is gonna be your zone where you have to focus in. And you're gonna ask me why I don't consider this one as to be my higher high and this one my higher low. No, because when we break a structure, market never come back inside. Market never come back here inside to come and fill up the orders. So if this one could come like this, let's say from here, it just come inside and push again to the upside. Yes, this one could be my higher low, and this one my higher high, higher low, then higher high. But since market did not come back inside there, I'm not gonna consider this one. This one either on a weekly time frame, a daily time frame, this is where I'm going to consider it as my higher high, higher low. Then we have the higher high again. Market come and break this one. For me already, I know in daily time frame we already break a structure, so market has to do what? Market has to push again to the upside. So this is how I'm looking at the V75 since I've been trading. And people that they have a Zoom session with me, I told them about these things a long time ago. Now check what happened. Because of what I'm looking at, for me already this area here become a liquidity that market has to target. So market on this range, swing low to swing high, market already create the trap. You see, this one, it become a trap. Why? Because most of the people, they will start looking to buy at this block. This is what they'll start looking, saying, okay, because we are following the uptrend, market has to come here and respect again from here. We're going to have something like this, a push again to the upside. But if you check on my previous video, you are going to understand that I was not looking at this area, but I was looking at this level. If you check all my analysis, everything was there. I was looking at this level to be my buy zone, and yet market buy again. And here I was looking, there was a block was on daily time frame somewhere here. There was a block on daily time frame where I was looking at when market just come back to this area, then from here I'm going to do what? I'm going to sell. Something that is simple. So now let us go to daily time frame. If we go to daily time frame, so what we are going to understand is just that the way market is going, let's say to the downside. Can you check from here, like what I was explaining to you guys? Now here come on daily time frame, I'm going to consider this one. Oh, what is that? Let me change the color. Maybe let me put this one on daily time frame. Now I'm going to consider this one to this one here, because the structure points from daily, after we break that one there, market, let me zoom again. This is how you need to understand these things. And what is the original movement for them to print this structure point? The original movement started from here, then here they print liquidity, they come and give you this level. Again, we have this zone. So for us to understand that market is bearish on daily time frame, bearish on daily time frame, because this is the last structure point. This is the last structure point. Then markets come and break it. So when market break this one, now we know market is already printing a new range. And the new ranges, we have the swing low to the swing high. Now market is trading inside this movement. This is where market is trading. So identify all your liquidity level, identify all the blocks that market could target for them to go to the downside. You see. So after they break this level, going to the upside, anything that is happening above my swing high, this area here, even if I see all this pullback that was happening, remember that is gonna be the structure on H4. I'll wait until I see market come and trade below my 50% of this range. Let's say maybe somewhere here, this is the 50% of this range. So I'll wait to see how market is gonna come to trade below the 50%. Then market just come already inside my structure, then push to the upside. It fell already to do it, to go to the downside. Here market fell to come to the downside, then they buy. When they push to the upside, they did fail again to take out this previous higher high. So already what I'm waiting is to see if I go, let's say, to H4. But the only thing that you need to pay attention to is, let me mark something like this. The only thing that you need to pay attention to is, okay, on daily time frame, I have my higher high and then I have my higher low. So for me to know that, okay, my daily time frame is already become bearish, I want to see market come and take out this level. You see, not because market just come and take out, break this area, then you start telling yourself, no, already me, I'm bearish, my daily is bearish. No, that is not like that, guys. So if we already identify all these points, I can tell you without even going to H4, this is the structure inside H4. This is the structure point on H4. This is what I'll tell you. This one here is the structure on H4. Can you see that, guys? This is what I'll tell you. This is a structure. If we go to H4 from here, then you give me a reason that, okay, this is what he has been saying. This is a structure on H4. Then, for me to understand that H4 also is already become bearish, I have to look where is the last point that pushed the market to go to the upside. I'm going to tell you, the last point that pushed the market to go to the upside was this area. So from here, we break this zone here. So from here, we break this one, then market push to the upside. To confirm the bearish on H4, I want to see how market is going to come and run this low point. So when I identify that area, I need also to get the point of where there is a liquidity that market is going to target. I'm going to say maybe this one is a liquidity. So I'll try to look above that level for me to be able to take the entry. Then market just come there on H4, break this zone and print another level here. So I know already I'm bearish on H4. So one thing I'm going to look at is to see if market is going to give me direction of where they are willing to do it. Let's mark this one. Of where they are willing to do it. They are willing to sell again. Plus they give us this reversal. Let me show you guys. They give us this reversal. If you check on M15, here there was a break of structure on M15. They return back there for them to start selling again. So this is what I'll do now. Okay, this is H4. Now I'm selling. I want to see how H4 is going to take out this area here. When we take out this area, market just come all the way to the downside to my weekly hidden base, then they buy. This area is the daily block, the one that I said. Check here. Do you see the daily block that I put on weekly time frame? So this was the area for them. They come to fill all this level, then market drop again. But when market was going to the downside, so what we're gonna say is from H4 we had the break of structure somewhere here, because we break this low, we trade again inside, then we print this area. So one thing you need to understand is where is the last point that give us this lower low. This is the area that give us the last point. So where is the new range that we are trading in? The new range is from this low to this high. This is our new range where we are trading, because H4 is already break structure. H4 is already changed now to become a bullish. I hope guys are making sense. H4 is already changed to become a bullish. Why? Because the last swing point that give us this lower low, market break it already. So now, how do you take our entry from here? Let me go to H4. Let me go to H4 now. This is our H4. So then from here to here, we know this is our range. So let me go to Safari. Sorry guys. Let me go to Safari. Now what I was saying is this is H4 that was been broken from here. This is the level on weekly time frame. Then we have a new push. This is the one. What is our zone that we are focusing on more? The zone is here. This is our zone where we are focusing more. Now here come the story of how I take my entry yesterday. So how I took my entry yesterday was somewhere. I was somewhere here, if I'm not mistaken. Then so what I did was, after I mark all this movement, I didn't see the way market was selling all the way like this. So what I did was, when I identify my zone where I'm trading, then I wanted to catch the sell again for me to be able to come to the downside. So let me go to the H4 for me to show you guys. Okay. So what I saw on this one was, okay, when market was going to the upside, the only thing that I could see, this is my range where I'm trading, because I have my swing low and my swing high. Market is trading inside this range here. Now I already understand that market took out this liquidity, the one that was resting here, the one that was resting there. Market took out that liquidity, then market sell from there. If you remember guys, you go back to my video about the entry on V75, the full breakdown. I explained why I was looking at this to be my sell position, because I saw this one was a liquidity. I didn't want to take it. Then I took above because I had a zone that I was already marked from there. Now here come a good story. So when we push to the downside, I could see market just come here and create a liquidity. This one for me is gonna be a liquidity, because I wanna see how market is going to respect all this area. So by the way guys, I'm just explaining a lot of story, but I didn't even look at them. When I start trading, the first things that I saw was, where is my QML level? I found that level as my QML level. This was my zone as my QML level, because I have my higher point, I have my low, then I have higher high. So what we are waiting for is for market to print the lower low and return from that zone to sell. Then another thing that I identified from here was this two liquidity. The one was here. So I just keep patient to wait and see what is going to happen from this area after they grab this one. Then this was my zone where I wanted to sell. I could just take the trade straight when it gets here, but what I did was I just avoid sometimes the higher risk points. Then I see markets give us something like here. Then if we go to H1, you're gonna see that things properly. And remember, I've already identified my micro zone on H4. So if I wanna take my entry, I'll take my entry on M15. You see, that is gonna be my zone from there, because check here, we grab liquidity, we print this higher point, then we can even refine our entry somewhere here, because that is the last price level before we print all this sell movement. Then here, check what happened after they grab this liquidity, because we have this hidden base somewhere here. Sorry, the imbalance price, the one that was there, because if you check this one on M15, you see is the SR flip. So they come, and most of the people that they like to rush because they don't understand what is the micro zone, they could say, okay, I'm taking the sell position here because market wanna go with me. This is the SR flip. They come, respect the SR flip. But if you check in terms of Wyckoff and whatever, what you're gonna see here, market was just distributing orders, because from the sell position to where market was, they're just distributing orders. Or if you want to check again, what you're going to tell yourself on the price cycle, I did explain to you guys, this one was the movement number one. Then here we have the number one from here to there, number one. And then here we have the number two. Then market push all the way to the upside and give you number three. We corrected. So this correction, anyone can call it like the way they want. I'm sure people that they're trading Elliott wave, they're gonna tell this is a flat. I'm sure something flat. Then for people that they're trading ICT stuff, they're gonna say this one is accumulation, manipulation, then distribution to where there is this order. And Wyckoff people, they're gonna tell you this is the buy climax. We have the automatic rally, automatic reaction. Sorry. Then from here we have the test. This one, all this one supposed to be what you call the sign of weakness. Then it fell to come and take out the low. Then we went to the upside, we fell again to break the buy climax. Then this one is supposed to be the failure uptrust. So market just continue consolidating here inside. Then at the end of the day, because we have already the failure uptrust, market come down and give us the sign of weakness. So market come and give us the sign of weakness on the phase B. So for us to be able to understand that there is a signal that market is going to do what market is going to sell. So what is the target? Is for them to run all this liquidity, because there was no a level that ran liquidity compare this eye to this eye here and this eye here. They didn't run liquidity to one that was resting there. So because they didn't take that liquidity that was resting here, so what we're gonna do is to wait for market to come and grab all liquidity from there, then drop. We know already market has to drop from here because they accumulate the orders before our zone, the micro zone. Since I have my micro zone on H4, if you guys haven't watched the video about supply and demand, I'm gonna show you guys that video again here, that level where I explain about the all this time zone. Let's say if you find on daily time frame, what do you have to do on week on H1, H4, M15, weekly H4. I did explain all these things on that video. If you haven't watched that video, make sure you do watch that video. It's going to help you a lot. So since I have my zone there on H4, now I'm gonna go to M15. So M15 is the one that is going to allow me to be able to catch the trade, because remember, I don't want to take a risk entry, but I want to take a reduced risk entry, because this is M15. So the M15 is just that if you want to take a risk entry on that zone, so I have to understand what is happening. Remember, when you're trying to refine more, sometimes you end up even missing the best entry. Because on M15, if I wanted to take the entry, I'm going to say again, oh, I see this one is liquidity because price didn't fill this order up. So this is going to be my order. You see those kind of stuff. So this is what I'm going to do on M15. If you would like to refine more, sometimes you even end up missing an entry, because you don't need to refine a lot for you to be able to do it, to miss your entry. Do you see what was supposed to happen to me? So now me, I didn't do that, because like if you know me guys, I don't like those refinements, too much refinement. I just like taking it simple. I like taking it simple. When I take it simple, I always catch my entry. But when I try to be the market maker, I always miss my entry. Because if you check from here, then what you're gonna see, okay, this one did not get there. Let's say we make until that area. I'm just giving you guys the option that maybe some people that they could do, but me, I don't do those things because I know myself. I know I have my zone. I've redefined my zone on H4. If I go on, let's say, low time frame from there, I'm gonna get something. Let's say I go to M5, but this one, I didn't waste my time like this. I'm gonna show you guys what I did for me to catch that entry. So what I did for me to catch that entry was because when I saw markets, if I have a doubt about the zone, I'm just gonna wait for market to come and print anyone. Even on M5, I don't know. There is nothing like is more special. Maybe this one could just be the level of saying, okay, let me see this one here. Yeah, this is the one that I was looking at because I saw here there was a sort of liquidity. There was a sort of liquidity that was resting here. Then from there, I say, let me put this line here on red. Let me put this line on red so that we know, okay, this is the area. Okay, so this line here and all the way to the upside was the zone. For me to catch the entry. This was what I did. Then from there, market get there. So when I saw market get there, I was also scaring of saying, maybe it's gonna continue going to the upside. So because no one is market maker, the only thing that we have to do is just that we have to be sure of what we are doing. Then I took my entry on this week. This is why I took my entry. I waited for market to finish there. Then the market come react to this. When it start going to the upside, the carrier just tell me to take it. So I took my entry was on M1. This is why I took my entry from there. M1. Then from M1, this is what happened. I'm gonna show you guys my entry. Just bear with me. I'm gonna show you my entry now. Then from there, I didn't add another position to say, okay, market is gonna go. This is why I take my entry. If you ask me why did I take the entry, it would just be amazed. I saw market take out this low, then I come and focus on this area here. My stop loss was just above here. So let me show you guys on Telegram. This is where I took my entry. Where is it? Okay. Do you see, guys? This is why I took my entry. So I went there, then took my entry from there for me to be able to come with it to the downside. So after this, then the only thing that I identify was I just went to H1, identify my point of interest where I could be able to catch the movement. Okay, so on H4, what I understand was what is the point that market is already break and the way a market has to do. Because remember, there is also another possibility of market just getting here and start buying again. This was my target. I had almost 4 orders. One, I wanted it to come until this area, but I don't know what happened. I ended up putting all my stop loss here because it was at night. Sorry, my TP. I put all my TP here. Then market react. When market was going to the upside, I closed almost 3 positions. Then I let one position only run. Then the other one position, that is the one hit the TP here. But I made the mistake. I could just leave it until this area because this is where I'm expecting market to come. So guys, this is what I did. This is what I look at the markets. Every time I want to trade, I want to see where is the liquidity, where market is going to target, because I'm a supply and demand trader, but I do mix supply and demand plus SMC, because I do also understand the SMC. The SMC is something that requires your patience. Let's say you see here I like just to take my trades because I'm gonna say market break this low, grab liquidity on top, this eye become a strong eye, so market has to do what has to come there and respect the level. So this is what I saw for me to be able to catch that sell position, but I end up not holding it until to the downside. But this is gonna be again the level that I'm going to wait for market to come back. So if market decide to buy, it's gonna buy until this level, and then if we wanna drop, there is all this area here until to the downside. This is where I'm gonna look at also. Then when we come back, believe me, even this one is not going to hold, because this is a clear block that is there. I don't think it's going to hold, but the one on top here, this is what I'm gonna look at. If we, let's say market do something like this, let's say market do something like this, get here, let me see, because this is the low point. Okay, let's say we respect this one. Maybe sometimes we're gonna buy like this until this area. If they want to drop now, this is when they'll drop like this. So but let's see what is going to happen. And also let me show you guys that video, the one I was talking about the supply and demand. Is a video that I record long time, but if you don't wanna watch that video, hello guys, it's gonna be a big issue about yourself, because hello guys, you won't know, you won't know what is supplier, what is the strong zone, what is market likely to go. What is that video? Okay, this video, this is the one I'm talking about.
Peut-être que ça ne te concerne pas, mais je suis à la recherche d'une poignée d'investisseurs sérieux qui voudraient
talking a lot. Okay. Come back to run that area for them to do it. This is the video, so please make sure to go watch this video. It's going to help you a lot. I recorded since 19 June. H4 gets on a weekly zone, sell from here for the first time. This video is very important, guys. So you need to come and watch this video. Then you explain, you get properly what I'm explaining from the other video about the range, about your block, about your supply and demand level, what you have to look at. So please guys, I beg you, go check that video. Is going to help you a lot. So sharp guys, enjoy.